I saw the light, I saw the light, no sorrow in sight. Praise the Lord, I saw the light.
You know, I'm very happy you told me that.
Why is that?
Well, you know, that's what started your brother-in-law thinking that you had something to do with murdering your sister.
I saw the light.
Thank you very much.
Coming off the teletype now from our Los Angeles weather station. Coastal fog moving in after midnight, and they're forecasting zero ceiling and visibility in the basin and foothills. But you can beat it if you take off in the next half hour.
You take half the money for the crusade, and I'll take half.
Every penny goes to the crusade until that tabernacle is built.
You can push a man too far, Edna. I'm being used, and I don't like it.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. I am his instrument, and I would punish you, Tommy.
Those people out there just might not believe you and Mary Ann.
How about those motels where you register as a father and daughter with Mary Ann? How old were you then, child?
16.
Statutory rape. You won't quit the crusade, Tommy.
The Dodge is ready for you, sis.
Right.
Take your time. We can't fly now anyway.
Oh, why not?
Weather's bad in L.A. Improving after midnight. We're not going to take a chance on leaving until after midnight. I'm going to grab a couple hours shut-eye.
You want me to fly back to L.A. with you?
No, I want you to ride on the bus, Luke. Take this guitar on the bus with you.
You want me to put it in with the baggage?
No, I want you to put it on the seat right by you. Don't put it under anything. And don't let that guitar get broken, Luke.
Okay, Tommy.
Hi, Miss Brown. Miss Brown, evening.
Heater's busted. I got some coffee here, hot coffee.
Was electrical system failure.
That's what the pilot said. Unofficially, though. It'll still probably be that old reliable standby pilot error. Brown was not instrument rated, and he flew into minimal weather, and he lost his orientation. Got the ship into a stall configuration and just spun in.
Listen, if the engine went into a stall, would that be considered pilot error?
Lieutenant, when we speak of a stall, we mean stalling the wing. Well, that's getting the ship into too steep a climb, and that is easy to do in tight weather with a blacked-out instrument panel.
Were the two women sitting in the back?
Right.
Are these the seat belts for the two back seats?
Yeah.
Now, I noticed they weren't jarred open by the impact of the crash.
They never are.
Well, that explains.
Explains what?
Why the pilot was thrown clear and the two women weren't. I noticed the pilot's seat belt not fastened. So it must have been open before the crash. What's this?
That's a pilot's navigation kit. They keep their charts in it. Radio frequency, pamphlets, a lot of different things.
Now, where is she? Seems empty. Now, maybe it's not a good idea for you to see your brother-in-law right now.
Why not? I'm still working for you.
Well, you know, I'm gonna have to tell him it was you the one that made the complaint.
Good.
And I stop beside a Sunday school, listen to the songs.
You know you did it. You killed both of them. You're fired. Get out of here.
I'm not going to try to tell you that Edna and I didn't quarrel. You can't go through a day with Edna without quarreling.
I'm not here to pry into your personal life. We were both wondering why your seatbelt wasn't fastened at the time of the crash.
You see, when the power went off, the lights went out. And I reached across to the glove compartment to try to get a flashlight, and to do that, I had to unbuckle my seatbelt. What else can I tell you now?
The navigation kit.
What about it?
We were wondering what happened to the charts and the maps that were in it.
Well, when the power went off, the defroster quit working, see? So I slid open a window to try to see where I was going, and the suction sucked all the maps and papers and everything right out the window.
Sorry about what happened out there, and I sure hope your guitar is all right. It's a beauty.
Yeah. It's a great guitar, handmade. When I take an airliner, I get an extra seat and sit it right beside me.
Lucky thing it wasn't on that plane with you last night.
Yeah, I know. That was a break, all right.
Worried about crashing with it?
No, about it coming unglued or cracking it. The changes in pressure and altitude can affect a good guitar like that, ruin the tone. I told Luke to put it on the bus.
You know, I'm very happy you told me that.
Why is that?
Well, you know, that's what started your brother-in-law thinking that you had something to do with murdering his sister. The fact that you parted with your guitar. He said that was the first time he ever did that.
Then I'm glad I told you, too.
I'm investigating the Tommy Brown airplane crash. Could you give me any information about that flight?
Well, you know, help with the luggage, pulled out the chocks, that sort of thing.
What luggage?
Ladies had a couple overnight bags, and Mr. Brown didn't have nothing but his navigation kit.
You handled the luggage?
Yes, sir.
You notice anything unusual about the luggage?
Unusual?
Was it extra heavy or light, anything like that?
Oh, no.
And the navigation kit, was it heavy or light?
Oh, I don't know about that. Mr. Brown put that aboard himself.
So the only thing that was in the cabin was the passengers and the navigation kit?
Yep, that's it. Oh, well, the thermos bottle. That's probably nothing. Most pilots carry a thermos of coffee aboard.
The thermos?
What about it?
Would you mind telling me, sir, what you had in it?
Just some coffee.
Well, I couldn't find it.
So?
You see, a thermos wouldn't be consumed by fire. Metal inside a glass.
I was thrown clear in the crash. I got a busted leg out of the deal, but I was thrown clear. And something as light as a thermos could be thrown hundreds of feet.
Where'd you first learn how to fly?
Well, I gotta admit, I washed out of cadets.
Well, where did they put you after you washed out as a cadet?
Oh, man, you know the service. Whatever bad was going around, that's what I got. Picking up butts, latrine duty, running errands for the CO, whatever.
Go ahead, you can take that. I'm finished. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, hello. We're stopping the project. We're stopping the building on the Tabernacle. Just pay everybody off up to date and tell them we'll get back to them, okay?
Excuse me, sir. I saw this note that I made here that I meant to ask you about. Did you call in for the weather before you made that flight?
I sure did.
They anticipated a low ceiling in Los Angeles. If you'd left an hour earlier, you would have missed it.
Well, you see, I left later because of the audiences at Bakersfield, see? They just wouldn't let me off stage.
But, you know, your brother-in-law, he told me that you took a nap.
Yeah, I always take a nap before a flight late at night, especially after a performance. I was wiped out. And I guess you overheard me on the phone.
Oh, no, sir, no. But I knew you were stopping the project. I spoke to the architects this morning. However, it's very helpful to know your reasoning. Thank you. Tommy Brown, he's a singer.
Good. Just so long as he isn't a pilot. Washed out as a cadet, as I recall. Transferred to my outfit.
What did he do in your outfit, sir?
Parachute rigging.
You mean he ran a machine which rigged the parachute?
A man folds his own. Some things in life don't change, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir. They still make them out of silk?
You're speaking to me?
Hit the silk. Is that just...
Just an expression. Nylon, 60 square yards of it, and a parachute personnel standard M4.
How fast does that bring a man down?
20 feet per second average.
Isn't that pretty fast?
There's a proper way to land, Lieutenant.
You ordered my wife's body dug up, right?
That's correct, sir. Both bodies.
Just what were you expecting to find?
I don't know. It's not an unusual police procedure.
And the autopsy showed nothing unusual?
We found evidence of barbiturates in both women. A According to their religious beliefs, they were prohibited from taking any drugs or stimulants.
But they used to get airsick, so they took an air sickness pill.
Yes, sir, but these barbiturates were sleeping pills.
Sleeping pills work just like air sickness pills sometimes, Lieutenant.
Well, that must explain that. Oh. This is nylon, isn't it?
Yes, I prefer cotton, but people today, even our own people, just don't want anything that requires care.
Well, this can't be 60 square yards.
It isn't even 20.
Do you have more?
I kept a reserve stock against rising prices. Dear, oh, dear.
Do you remember how much you meant to reorder?
3 bolts of nylon white, 1A-447.
And how many yards in a bolt? 20?
No, 15.
So there's only 45 yards missing.
Now, Lieutenant, let's see that navigation kit.
Anybody jumping in that would have a much faster rate of descent than normal.
At least 20% faster.
Fatally faster?
Not necessarily. The guy would probably break something, an arm, a leg, or a pelvis or something.
Be awful risky.
So is murder.
Look, I know what you're getting at, but I don't see how you can ever prove that the guy actually jumped without finding the chute.
Yeah, but how are you going to destroy a parachute? I mean, you can't risk burning it. You'd see the flames no matter where he landed.
Well, it'll still be an awful lot of mountain to search for anything hidden or buried. A lot of mountain. Who could find it?
The guy that hit it. Bill, Columbo here. Did you get in touch with that Boy Scout troop? Yeah, tomorrow's okay, but they gotta start early. How about the Forest Ranger Patrol and the Sheriff's Mountain Squad? They'll start tomorrow first thing? Good. Did you drink any of that coffee that was in that thermos bottle that you took on the flight?
No.
I didn't think so. The barbiturates that turned up in the autopsy on those 2 women were a lot more than anyone would ever take for air sickness. They could have been put there by somebody who wanted to put you to sleep at the controls. Maybe somebody wanted to kill you.
Now, why would anybody want to kill me?
Mr. Brown, I don't know, but you are a celebrity. And there are a lot of crackpots in the world, and there's just no accounting for people's reactions. Look, the only fingerprints that should be on that thermos are yours, your wife's, and the girl's, right?
Right.
But if some guy thought he was going to put you to sleep at the controls and kill you in a plane crash, he might have gotten careless with his fingerprints. He might have left them on that thermos bottle when he spiked the coffee.
You might never find that thermos.
You might be right. It could have been thrown a long distance away when that plane crashed. But between those Boy Scouts, those Forest Rangers, and the Sheriff's Squad, we're gonna comb every inch of that mountainside. We'll comb it, and comb it, and then comb it some more, until we find it.
Aren't you afraid being up here alone with a killer?
No, sir. No, sir, I had the feeling that sooner or later... Sooner or later, you would have confessed, even if I hadn't caught you.
Yeah, you're right, Lieutenant. I would have. Because it was getting to me, and I'm glad it's over.
Listen. Any man that can sing like that can't be all bad. Just one more thing.